This is not just a bird. It is the ruler of the sky. Those eyes do not merely look, they see through everything. Once a target is locked in, the outcome arrives in silence. Its talons are not simply weapons, they signal a decisive moment. And when it dives, darkness falls before the prey even realizes the danger is already upon it. Across the vast savanna, the martial eagle stands as a symbol of power from the sky. It is among the largest and strongest birds of prey in Africa, weighing about 14 pounds, with a solid build and broad wings that allow it to command rising air currents from the ground. It does not limit its focus to small targets, but also applies pressure to agile mammal species that move across the plains. Below, a herd of Thompson's gazelles stays in constant motion to maintain safety. They are known for speed and sharp awareness, yet within any formation there are fragile moments. Young gazelles, weighing around 15 pounds, are especially vulnerable, as a brief loss of rhythm can open a dangerous gap. A single dive follows, fast, clean, and precise, bringing together speed, gravity, and surprise. The inexperienced target has little chance to respond, and the pursuit concludes quickly. At another moment, fortune shifts when a mother gazelle moves in to shield the young, using her own body to divert the aerial threat. That courage can only extend the moment. When the advantage fades, the martial eagle disengages, lifting back into the sky with vital sustenance secured. Along the sheer cliffs of the Caucasus Range, ibex reign as natural climbing athletes. Their specialized hooves allow them to grip narrow ledges less than 3 inches wide, where even a strong gust can unsettle balance. Weighing up to about 260 pounds, a fully grown individual appears to sit beyond most hunting calculations. When winter arrives, the rock face turns into a test of endurance. In search of mineral salts, the ibex are forced to move closer to the edge, where every step becomes a calculated risk. That vulnerability is precisely what the sky has been waiting for. From above, a pair of golden eagles, with wingspans exceeding 7 feet, establish a carefully planned approach. The female flies low, pressing close to the cliff to apply direct pressure, guiding the target toward narrow angles with limited options. Higher up, the male holds a watchful position, waiting for a brief misalignment. When the moment arrives, the male descends at speeds approaching 200 miles per hour. Without direct engagement, It uses momentum to deliver a precisely timed impact at the center of balance. On unstable terrain, this single disruption breaks the hoof's grip, allowing gravity to determine the outcome. Rabbits are small animals, constantly exposed to threats from both ground and sky. Their survival depends on speed and agility. When danger appears, a rabbit can reach speeds of around 45 miles per hour, combining bursts of movement with leaps nearly 10 feet long to escape. Yet that very movement makes them visible to eagles. With keen eyesight, the eagle descends from above like an arrow. The grasp happens in an instant, with talons about 2 inches long applying 400 to 500 pounds of pressure, enough to fully control the target immediately. Even though success rates reach only a little over 20%, each encounter helps regulate rabbit populations and maintain ecological balance across grasslands. Along river mouths, large lakes, and coastal zones, the livelihood of many eagle species is closely tied to fish. Below the surface, schools move within ripples, while refraction shifts their apparent position. As a result, fishing becomes a test of angles and timing. From above, the eagle circles to read movement, then adjusts its path toward where the fish will rise closest to the surface. The opening lasts only a moment. The bird lifts the target upward, beating its wings forcefully to overcome the resistance of the water. Moments later, it regains altitude, holding the catch firmly as it leaves the surface behind, ripples slowly fading below. These fish are more than captures. They are essential energy for the nest above. There, young eagles grow with each precisely timed meal, continuing a path of survival shaped by their parents in the sky. From an altitude above 100 feet, where the air is thin and cold, a silent presence begins to take shape. The eagle, the ruler of the upper skies, sweeps its sharp vision across the sun-scorched plain. With eyesight capable of identifying a target from nearly 2 miles away, it waits patiently for a brief opening from below. Down on the ground, lizards set out on a risky passage. They are forced to leave the rocky edges near the water and move farther inland to find places to sustain the next generation. Near-perfect camouflage allows them to blend into the surroundings, supported by a highly responsive nervous system that can react in fractions of a second. But in open ground with no shelter, every attempt to remain unseen loses its value. The moment unfolds as the eagle draws in its wings and descends at speeds exceeding 150 miles per hour. There is no sound and no warning. In an instant, talons capable of exerting hundreds of pounds of pressure secure the target, neutralizing all resistance through overwhelming physical force. As dust settles, the conqueror rises once more, carrying vital sustenance back to the nest high above. In the unforgiving balance of survival, the distance between life and loss can be no wider than the reach of a single set of talons. In the world of wild canines, survival is rarely an individual story. The pack serves as protection, as a tool, and as the fragile line between safety and danger. Wolves are a clear example of collective strength. Each individual weighs around 110 pounds and relies entirely on discipline and coordination to endure. Yet during times of scarcity, when food becomes limited, some individuals are forced to separate and survive alone. That moment leaves them more exposed than ever. From above, the eagle observes. With sharp vision and the ability to read movement, it waits for the slightest break in rhythm. When the moment arrives, the dive is swift and precise. Talons measuring nearly 2 inches apply controlling pressure, enough to force an immediate reaction within a very narrow window. Encounters like this are extremely rare, but even a single instance is enough to demonstrate the eagle's commanding presence over even seasoned ground hunters. With coyotes, encounters tend to be brief and tense. Smaller than wolves but quick and alert, they are ready to respond in short confrontations. Most of these moments are not about final outcomes, but about maintaining access to resources or prompting the other to withdraw. For the eagle, rapid reflexes and control of distance allow it to keep the advantage and avoid being drawn into prolonged conflict. Amid the dense rainforests of South America, monkeys survive through constant vigilance and collective strength. An individual rarely strays from the group because safety exists only within formation. Many troops maintain a size of around 20 members, moving in sync across trunks, vines, and thick canopy layers that form a living maze. High above, the harpy eagle watches with patience. With vision estimated to be about 8 times sharper than that of humans, it detects even the smallest movements beneath the leaves. Unhurried, the harpy waits for a moment of imbalance, when the troop's attention shifts in one direction and a single, lagging individual becomes exposed. The eagle draws in its wings to a span of nearly 7 feet, gliding through the canopy layers, avoiding branches and changing direction within tight space. Its long tail works like a rudder, holding a steady path until the final instant. Distance disappears in a blink. One decisive close approach, and the hunt comes to an end. Within the old-growth canopy, the harpy's regular prey also includes sloths, slow-moving residents of the upper forest. Where light is broken by leaves and branches, dominance is not defined by strength alone. It is defined by precision and by the ability to turn the prey's own environment into a decisive advantage. The rules of survival on the savannah are unforgiving, and only the strong and alert earn the right to endure. Muscles stay coiled tight, and the senses lock onto a target through a burst of dusty grass. In a few decisive seconds, the surge forward erupts, and the distance disappears. But the throne is also decided by fierce clashes with its own kind. On this grassland battleground, who would dare challenge the one who holds the power to finish it? On the African savannah, the cheetah represents pure speed, a streamlined body built to erupt in an instant. Many adults weigh around 140 pounds, with a light frame, a spine that flexes like a spring, and wide paws that grip the ground during high-speed turns. When the moment opens, acceleration can approach 60 miles per hour within seconds. This is the peak of biological efficiency. But that peak does not last. Most chases conclude within about 30 seconds before the body is forced to stop. And the moment of stopping is the true test. Breathing becomes rapid. Heat builds quickly. In open terrain, the cheetah needs several minutes to recover. Within that pause, the fastest runner on the savannah becomes the most exposed. From a distance, a lion enters the frame. Unhurried. No need to compete in speed. A slow, steady approach alone is enough to compress the space. As the gap narrows to a few dozen yards, the choice becomes clear. Hold position to protect a fragile advantage, or withdraw to preserve life. On the savannah, speed creates opportunity, but strength and control of space decide who remains. Survival, at times, is knowing when to stop. So there is another chance to surge forward tomorrow. Observe the scars on the face of a male lion weighing nearly 420 pounds. They are not marks from hunting, but a record of authority, etched by others of his kind. Across territories that can span hundreds of square miles, the most persistent threat does not come from prey, but from rivals within the same species. When a coalition of 2 or 3 unfamiliar males crosses a boundary, a biological shift in power officially begins. There is no negotiation. Roars carry as far as 5 miles, serving as a final declaration of control. Large bodies draw closer, heavy shoulders, thick necks, manes raised like living shields. They do not rush forward recklessly. They test one another, applying position, pressure, and coordination to force gradual retreat. As distance closes, there is a lateral drive, a moment of sustained pressure using full body weight, then separation to reset advantage. This is not a brief encounter, but a prolonged assessment of endurance and resolve. If the resident male loses control of the territorial center, withdrawal becomes unavoidable. The victor assumes command, and the structure of the group shifts immediately. Old bonds dissolve, and reproductive opportunity is reassigned to a new genetic line. The savanna never stands still. It restores balance through cycles of dominance, rising and receding, so life can continue. Lions and crocodiles are not lifelong enemies, but on the African plains, they are drawn together at riverbanks, where life concentrates and risk rises. At this boundary, awareness matters more than aggression. The Nile crocodile is a master of ambush. A full-grown adult can reach about 15 feet in length and weigh over 1,000 pounds. It rarely acts in haste. Resting motionless beneath the surface, with only its eyes exposed, the crocodile governs the river through absolute patience. In this setting, advantage often belongs to the one that blends seamlessly into the current. The rhythm shifts when lions step down to drink or cross the river. This is the moment of highest risk. A crocodile can surge forward in an instant, but lions are not easily caught off guard. With flexible bodies, quick reactions, and heightened alertness, most encounters last only a few tense seconds. Then both sides disengage, conserving energy for what comes next. When a crocodile moves onto land, the balance changes. On open ground, lions work as a group to compress space and control the pace of an animal adapted to water. If held away from the river for too long, the crocodile loses its advantage, and the path back narrows. A rare scenario, but one that remains within the limits nature has allowed. Under the blazing savanna sun, spotted hyenas are the true operators of a carefully calculated game. Power rests with the dominant females, matriarchs weighing around 140 pounds, with needle-sharp focus and unwavering resolve. They do not simply wait for opportunity, they organize formations, lookouts, trackers, and flankers, using calls and scent cues to tighten the circle. A clan can number up to about 80 individuals, functioning like a coordinated unit with defined roles. With jaw strength exceeding 1,000 pounds per square inch, hyenas can process even the toughest remains that many other species leave behind, converting what is left into usable energy. Their distinctive calls ripple through the air like a signal. They spread out, close ranks, and advance step by step, applying pressure on a lioness guarding a valuable meal. Here, outcomes are often decided not by a sudden rush, but by persistence and psychological pressure. Lions respond in kind. Long-maned males step forward like a living barrier, using mass and sound to halt the opposing advance. At times, they even move deliberately toward the edge of hyena shelter zones, forcing the clan to retreat deeper to maintain cohesion. Then the pace settles again. This rivalry repeats daily because both play essential roles. Lions regulate grazing herds, while hyenas clear what remains, keeping the grasslands balanced and cycling efficiently. The leopard is a solitary big cat, weighing around 200 pounds, renowned for agility and near-perfect concealment. In its world, survival depends on silence, avoidance, and movement as light as shadow among tall tree canopies. But nature does not always favor caution. Many dangerous encounters begin around a meal. A leopard drags its catch to a secure place, sometimes lifting it into a tree to avoid ground-level scavengers. Yet when lions arrive, they may still climb the trunk to claim the food, pushing the situation beyond usual limits and forcing the leopard into direct exposure. When no tall tree remains as an escape, the leopard's chances decline sharply. At this point, the pressure applied by lions does not stem from hunger, but from an instinct to control space. In the natural world, dominance is not only about holding territory. It is a stark reminder that survival always has boundaries, and not every species is allowed to cross them for long. Across the vast African savanna, where every unit of energy must be carefully calculated, lions and African wild dogs represent two opposing survival strategies. One relies on immediate strength and decisive pressure, while the other depends on tempo, endurance, and precise coordination among individuals. A pack of African wild dogs moves like sharp streaks across the grassland, agile, controlled, and perfectly synchronized. Each individual weighs only about 70 pounds, yet together they function as a complete system, rotating leaders, sustaining speeds above 35 miles per hour across long distances. As a result, their hunting success rate exceeds 75%. Among the highest of any land predator. Yet the savanna is never an unclaimed space. Every hunt carries the risk of encountering other predators, those that do not need speed to assert advantage. From the tall grass, a lion emerges, unhurried, without prolonged pursuit. A single, short charge is enough to disrupt the steady rhythm of the pack's movement. The air tightens for a moment. The wild dogs immediately split direction. Adult members deliberately alter course, choosing to abandon the hunt to preserve the group. For a species built on endurance, knowing when to withdraw is also a form of success. For the lion, it is a statement of territory. No confrontation is required. With presence alone, at the right moment, order on the savannah is restored. A howl tears through the wind as the wolf pack surges forward like a sharp streak across the snow. They do not prevail through a single snap, but through disciplined formation, precise as a hunting machine. The pursuit tightens beat by beat, as steady pressure gradually drains the target's momentum. Each close approach narrows the options, sealing escape routes as the ring closes in. So what makes the wolf an apex force in this wilderness? The gray wolf is the embodiment of hunting discipline, ranging from icy Alaska to the snow-covered valleys of Wyoming. At around 110 pounds, its body is built for endurance, cold tolerance, and survival in temperatures below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. But the key advantage does not belong to the individual. It comes from how the entire pack functions like a precise system. Each wolf holds the right position, taking turns applying pressure until the prey is fully worn down. In the natural world, wolves stand at the top of the food chain, helping keep ecosystems in balance. Caribou are among the most enduring athletes of the Arctic, recognized for record-breaking migrations of up to 3,000 miles each year. A fully grown male can weigh as much as 700 pounds, carrying massive antlers spanning more than 3 feet, along with a superior double-layer coat that allows survival in extreme environments. Most notably, their wide, splayed hooves, measuring about 4 inches across, function like natural snowshoes, helping sustain running speeds of up to 50 miles per hour across hazardous icy terrain. But every mile traveled comes with a heavy physical cost. As fatigue sets in, younger or weaker individuals begin to fall behind, unintentionally revealing their position to the watchful eyes of nearby wolves. For a predator, pursuing caribou is a high-risk energy gamble, leaving no room for mistakes. Using terrain that breaks up the migration route, the wolves do not rush in blindly. They move along the edges of the herd, creating disruption and weakening the tight unity that normally serves as the caribou's strongest protection. The moment one individual becomes isolated, the formation closes in. Through precise positioning and careful avoidance of powerful rear kicks, the wolves bring the encounter to a decisive end. The result provides the vital resources needed for the entire pack to survive and raise the next generation across the unforgiving tundra. In North America, elk stand as a symbol of untamed vitality, among the largest deer species on the planet. A fully grown male weighs around 700 pounds, stands nearly 5 feet tall at the shoulder, and carries a broad, multi-tined rack that can extend up to 4 feet. During the breeding season, those antlers do more than signal status. They also form a powerful line of defense that causes most predators to hesitate. But when winter settles over forests and mountains, the balance of survival begins to shift. Deep snow, slick terrain, and severe cold gradually transfer the advantage to wolves. They do not rush into an attack. Instead, they follow elk herds over long distances, applying steady pressure through short advances designed to read reactions. Once an individual becomes separated from the group, the wolves guide it toward an icy river, where narrow space limits movement and forces the elk to rely entirely on its antlers for defense. Here, the predators wait as time and exhaustion do the rest. After roughly 10 minutes standing in freezing water, the elk loses strength, and the wolves secure their reward with minimal effort. For a pack of around 10 individuals, bringing down an elk provides enough food to sustain the group for many days. It is a substantial reward, but one that carries real risk. In the natural world, survival favors not those who rush forward, but those who wait for the right moment. Bison stand as the giants that dominate the grasslands of North America. A fully grown adult can weigh up to 2,000 pounds, with massive muscles, lowering its head each day to use its neck and shoulders to sweep away deep snow and expose patches of dry grass beneath. Despite their enormous size, bison can still reach speeds of around 40 miles per hour over short distances. Their strength, sheer mass, and strong herd structure leave them with few natural threats once fully grown. But winter becomes a relentless ally to wolves. As fat reserves in bison gradually decline, the wolf pack adopts a wide, arcing formation. The ground trembles beneath thousands of hooves, while snowstorms blur vision and space. Within this confusion, wolves focus on individuals that begin to lag behind, taking turns applying pressure from the rear to drain stamina without confronting the roughly 12-inch horns or powerful hind kicks directly. The pursuit can stretch across miles, forcing the prey to face the unforgiving rules of survival shaped by nature. At times, the bison's own unity can work against it. An adult may surge forward like a living barrier, pushing a calf back towards the center of the herd. At high speed, that well-intended contact can cause the younger animal to lose balance. The wolves wait for that single moment. Though harsh, this process removes weaker individuals and helps prevent overgrazing of the plains. It remains an essential part of maintaining ecological balance across the open grasslands. On the Arctic tundra, the confrontation between wolves and a musk ox, weighing around 900 pounds, becomes a breath-holding psychological contest. When the wolf pack appears, the musk oxen do not flee. Guided by instincts shaped since prehistoric times, they immediately cluster together, forming a solid defensive circle with calves protected at the center. A barrier of sharp horns facing outward creates a living fortress that no wolf dares to challenge directly. As a result, the wolves' primary tools are not speed, but patience and the ability to generate fear. They move in wide circles, vocalizing loudly and making short, feinting lunges designed to provoke confusion within the formation. If even one individual panics and breaks position, order begins to fracture, and the fortress starts to lose its strength. In that precise moment, the wolves increase pressure, divide space, and isolate the most vulnerable target from the protective ring. Here, wolves do not overcome their opponent through force, but through time, turning fear into error. Within the dense forest, the wolf pack moves silently like gray shadows, every step taken with purpose. Their target is not weak. It is a fully grown wild boar, often described as the tank of the woodland. Most striking is the boar's low defensive posture, head held down, with curved tusks extending more than 4 inches. These natural tools discourage predators and provide protection when danger closes in. The wolves understand their limits. A direct rush would risk serious injury and could end future hunting ability altogether. Instead, they surround the boar and test its responses. Younger individuals apply pressure from the front, forcing the boar to turn and pivot, while experienced wolves remain behind, carefully assessing distance and risk. After several tense minutes, when the boar continues to hold firm ground, the lead wolf signals withdrawal. In the natural world, survival always outweighs victory. Sometimes, the wisest decision is to end a hunt early, before the cost becomes too high. In the far northern Arctic, when temperatures reach -40 degrees Fahrenheit, hunger is silent, yet strong enough to push every step farther. For wolves, the tundra is not a battlefield, but a continuous survival equation. When hunts for large hoofed animals fail or opportunities disappear, they are forced to shift toward smaller, faster prey. The Arctic hare, weighing around 5 pounds, becomes a viable option to maintain energy. To locate a target nearly invisible against the snow, wolves rely primarily on their sense of smell. They follow scent trails left in the wind and across the frozen surface, able to determine direction from distances of up to 1.5 miles. Once detected, the Arctic hare accelerates to nearly 40 miles per hour, constantly changing direction in sharp zigzags to break pursuit. Wolves recognize that this is not a test of endurance, but a contest of strategy across open ground. They separate positions, block escape paths, and guide the hare into a narrow trajectory where timing decides the outcome. With a bite force reaching roughly 1,200 pounds per square inch, a precise strike brings the chase to a swift conclusion. Here, survival itself is the victory. Every small hunt sharpens reflexes and forges the discipline that shapes the next generation. Hot wind presses against the ground as the honey badger charges into the hunt, as if fear were nothing more than a legend. It closes in, locks onto its target, and trades safety for reward with an almost unimaginable resolve. Not driven by hunger, but by an aggressive instinct embedded in every breath, the sudden advance collapses all distance, forcing even a dominant presence to remain cautious. And that boldness is not impulsive. It is strategy. The honey badger is widely known as one of the most fearless animals in the wild. An adult typically weighs around 30 pounds, with males generally larger than females. Its thick yet loose skin allows it to twist and turn to escape restraint, while strong claws are used for digging and foraging. Ranging from Africa to South Asia, the honey badger inhabits dry thorn scrub, grasslands, and desert edges. Its highly varied diet helps this species maintain balance within some of the world's harshest ecosystems. The African rock python is one of the largest snakes on the continent, reaching lengths of around 12 feet. Without venom, it hunts by using powerful coils that apply pressure of about 7 pounds per square inch, with each outward breath from its target further reducing available space. Concealed in tall grass and along riverbanks, the python relies on patience and surprise to bring a hunt to a silent close. The honey badger, however, is not an easy target to restrain. Its thick yet loose skin, like a detached outer layer, allows it to twist within confined space, persistently searching for an opening with remarkable composure. The situation shifts when a jackal appears at the edge of the brush, disrupting the focus of the legless hunter. In a brief moment of distraction, the honey badger slips free from the coils, instantly repositions, and responds with decisive action. It warns the curious observer to keep distance, then pulls its opponent into the undergrowth, ending the encounter as quickly as it began. On the Savannah, endurance comes not only from strength or luck, but from the ability to turn disorder into opportunity and to leave at the right moment. On the parched plains at the height of summer, resources become the only stakes worth risking survival for. When water is reduced to a few shallow pools and any hint of cool air hides beneath the ground, the honey badger is forced into confrontation with the southern oryx to secure access to those critical points. Its fearlessness reaches an extreme when it dares to approach an African elephant weighing over 10,000 pounds. A single shove can send it flying, yet the flexible body rises almost immediately and advances again, maintaining distance on its own terms. The source of this aggression lies in the brain, with a high brain-to-body ratio and elevated testosterone levels. It does not rely on muscle alone, but on an instinct that continually drives it forward and rarely allows retreat. Across scorched land, fearlessness can become the price paid for surviving one more day. The name honey badger is not just a label, but a biological fixation. Although it is a true omnivore, it willingly undertakes punishing expeditions simply to reach liquid gold and bee larvae, rich rewards exchanged for intense discomfort. Honey is not just sweetness. It is a sealed energy source protected behind a living barrier, a colony of bees defending with burning stings. To locate a hive, the honey badger memorizes terrain, follows familiar routes, and can return to the same location after many miles using sharp spatial memory. At times, it even takes advantage of assistance from honey guide birds to shorten the search. When the moment arrives, powerful foreclaws shaped like digging tools pry and tear, opening just enough of a gap. Amid the surge of thousands of defending bees, the honey badger advances steadily, like an armored vehicle. Discomfort is ignored, focused only on reaching the reward within. What truly matters is not just the honey, but how risk is managed. Enter quickly, take enough, and withdraw at the right moment before heat and constant disturbance drain energy. On the open plains, memory and discipline become the keys to unlocking the most difficult reserves. And this stands as a clear statement from a relentless survivor. No stronghold is beyond reach. Under the harsh Serengeti sun, a figure weighing nearly 400 pounds moves through tall grass. The lion, the apex of the food chain. Coiled muscle and a bite force approaching 1,000 pounds per square inch turn each step into a warning. A single miscalculation can end a chase. Yet directly in its path stands a form under 30 pounds, low to the ground, unyielding, the honey badger. The encounter begins with tense hissing. Skin about 0.25 inches thick but loose, like a detached coat, allows the honey badger to slip and rotate nearly 180 degrees in an instant, repeatedly countering and forcing hesitation. Beyond that, the honey badger releases a powerful odor from its anal glands, similar to a skunk. Over an encounter lasting hours, the scent overwhelms the lion's sensitive sense of smell and steadily erodes patience. For the lion, this becomes a cold energy calculation. Low reward, high risk, and time draining away under the savanna heat. After several cautious exchanges, the dominant predator often chooses to move on, conserving strength for antelope or zebra. What remains is a lesson that power is not only absolute strength, but knowing when to step past a reckless challenger. In dense brush, familiar adversaries of the honey badger include venomous snakes such as cobras and vipers, concealed until they emerge at dangerously close range. Some species can project venom up to 6 to 8 feet in under 0.3 seconds, a spring-loaded action that forces any approaching animal to hesitate. The honey badger does not wait for long. It lowers its body and advances along the shortest direct line, prioritizing control of the head to reduce risk from that highly flexible leverage point. When the snake changes direction, the honey badger adjusts instantly. Fast, efficient, leaving no prolonged gaps. At times, venom still takes effect, and the body slips into a deep, motionless state for about 1 hour. Recovery follows quickly due to specialized physiology and a powerful metabolism, allowing balance to return and the animal to continue making use of scarce food resources during harsh seasons. When prey becomes scarce, every footprint pressed into the savanna can serve as a clue to survival. At such times, the honey badger does not commit to any fixed menu. It remains a persistent opportunist, patiently scenting out every overlooked source of nutrition. Along the edge of a sandy patch, an ostrich nest appears like a locked reserve of energy. Each egg weighs close to 3 pounds, with a shell so thick and hard that many predators simply observe and move on. The honey badger responds differently. It does not rush or waste effort. Instead, it rolls the egg away from the nest, guiding it toward rocky ground or the base of a solid tree. Short, repeated impacts follow, steady and deliberate, enough to form a small crack without excessive energy loss. Within the harsh reality of the dry season, success does not always belong to the strongest, but to those able to shift strategy and use what others overlook. An ostrich egg becomes more than a meal. It stands as proof that adaptation is a defining strength in an ecosystem shaped by constant change. The eagle does not simply seek survival. It stands as a symbol of the drive to conquer new heights. Across the vast open sky, it serves as a reminder that clear vision and unwavering determination are the true keys to mastering one's own path. Which moment of this ruler of the skies left the strongest impression? They are invited to share their thoughts in the comments below.